sunrise, new day's dawning, and it's calling you and me, where the mighty Mississippi flows by Memphis, Tennessee. We've got woodlands, fields, and water. Hey, there is no better way. You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Make some time, take the family, ask a friend, but don't delay. Listen up and learn about it all. Outdoors with Larry Ray. Listen up and learn about it all. Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Good Saturday morning and welcome to another edition of the award-winning Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency.
Now, here's your host, Larry Ray.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome to Outdoors with Larry Ray as we have fifth Saturday. That's right, May 30th, 2020, fifth Saturday, which would normally be Gene Smith and Charlie Covington sitting in the studio with me and Shelby McCall. But, of course, we're still in isolation here, whatever you want to call it, quarantine. It's just me and Shelby, and we both had our mask on, but finally got her to take hers off because it said some scary-looking things on hers. I mean, yeah. So,
it was just a smile.
It was a smile.
That
was a
was.
smile.
All right, yeah, nothing wrong with that.
It was a full set of teeth. I know that. So,
Yeah.
but no. So, Gene. Good morning, Gene Smith.
Good morning. Good morning.
All right. So, Gene is here, but we're going to have whack to whack almost at back to back.
That's
Charlie,
back.
Charlie Covington.
I'm not only on fifth Saturday, but I think I've been on second Saturday.
I think you've been on all the Saturdays.
Third Saturday.
Yeah, the 8th Saturday, the 7th Saturday. But Dave Gabbard is with us this morning. Good morning, Dave.
Good morning.
And Dave is in a special place today with grandkids. What you're in right out of Murfreesboro in Unionville.
I came over this weekend over my daughter's place. I hadn't seen the grandkids in a while, and since all this self-isolation stuff started, so it's kind of easing up and
spending time.
Decided to come on over and
spend
a little time with them for this weekend. And I'm sitting here out on the back porch listening to the birds chirping, and the sun is rising, and
I heard the
all
birds
kinds
chirp.
of good stuff.
Yeah, you're in a good spot.
And it doesn't seem like it should be the end of May already.
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. Like I did a show just like yesterday. And and so, of course, Charlie's going to come in the last segment. And we'll have his fifth Saturday poem. Of course, we're the only outdoor radio show I know that has their own poet laureate. And
I think he was out looking for. He was like Thomas Jefferson. He likes certain feathers for his.
He might be a feather.
Pen.
Yeah, he might be. Of course, Gene Smith more like feathers for his cap than anything else.
That's true.
So,
I got plenty of feathers.
You got plenty of feathers, but we're gonna have a fastest 90 minutes in the outdoor radio program because once we roll out today, we're going to talk fishing rodeos, what there is. We're going to talk a lot about the reopening of the Ocoee River for rafting. All you folks that love to be in Polk County over there in southeast Tennessee, the Ocoee has back opened on May the 16th, and we're going to talk about that. Then we're going to have our monthly TWR report from Amy Spencer. A lot of things going on. The commission meeting met Thursday and Friday, and we're going to touch on all of that next week's show. Hope to hook up with either Joe Benedict or Roger Shields or Chuck Yost, somebody like that to fill us in on the commission meeting. We didn't want to jump in it today.
This their season setting meeting?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Okay, usually May is the season set.
I got it all set, and we're going to do all of that on next week's show because I didn't want to kind of squeeze it in on today's show, but a lot of information. We'll talk about over 40,000 turkeys killed. We do know that The recommendation was to move back the turkey season along the Mississippi River counties by 2 weeks. We'll talk about that. But that's all on next week's show. But this week we're going to close it out with who better than Charlie Covington, our own poet laureate, who has a poem. And you guys, you know Charlie stays with the Times, and so the title of his poem that he's coming in this morning with is "The Pandemic in the Pandemic Phase."
All right.
And I'm about phased out on that, that's for sure. So we'll talk to Charlie at the end. But, you know, you guys and myself here have been involved in outdoors for numbers and numbers of years, but I don't remember, what we've been through. I think it's been a boom. I heard I did see that our good friend Darren Ryder, I did see that part of his presentation during the TWRA, the Fishing Commission, the commission meeting, where he mentioned record numbers of boaters on the water last weekend.
Yeah. It's kind of like the perfect storm. You've got people being off.
Yes, yeah.
And you got cheap fuel.
Yes.
And
it just opens Pandora's box, as we used to say.
Well, traditionally, Memorial Day, which was last Monday, as always was, when I was in enforcement and stuff, that was the largest boating. More boats on the water on Memorial Day than usually the 4th of July.
Well, he was really talking about the officers, what a weekend they had, checking out people and doing. This is what they checked out 9,162 boaters last weekend. They gave out 215 citations. 248 warnings, 10 accidents, and that one dreaded thing, one fatality over in Loudoun County, but 13 BUIs, and Darren was just talking to the commission about it, and of course, I just blew my mind, that. 463 warnings or citations. Dave, when you were in the field and things along that line, they usually bring out all the law enforcement guys. That's not a holiday, right?
Yeah, no, that's what people that and people don't realize when you're a wildlife officer. You're working when people are playing.
Yes. Yeah, that's true.
So, so weekends and holidays and stuff was just another work day for us. In fact, the first Thanksgiving that I ever had off was after I got out of the enforcement division. 15 years, it was nothing but another work day.
We can relate, Dave. The newspaper business did not shut down.
Yeah.
We were operating 7 days a week, and I can remember many Thanksgiving. Of course, I'm not saying it's like being in the field, you guys, doing that things, but we had to work, so you have certain situations. But when he said more than 9,000 people were checked in that, what that would be Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, right? 3 days? Is that
right,
what they?
Right.
Over a 3-day period. And we've had all these cabin fever people. I saw some pictures of Caney Fork and some of the rivers that the anglers couldn't get in, and every boat ramp was backed up. Boy, I tell you what, if I'd have been backing the boat up last weekend, some people would still be there, because that would really make me nervous,
But last time I kept up with the numbers, there's a couple of 100,000 registered boats.
I think Betsy said that, didn't she? I mean, I think Betsy Woods had told us like 240,000 registered boats, which you could almost fill Neyland Stadium twice. And it's not only that, Gene, you know, on a weekend like that, there's people at Shelby Forest. There's people everywhere for us getting outdoors. And
yeah, I used to work the river with the police department in TWI doing Memphis in May.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. People hadn't had a boat that long. Dave would tell you, when you go a certain length of boat, you have to have a throwing cushion.
Yes.
You have to have a fire extinguisher. Everybody has to have a life jacket when the boat's moving. There's so many rules that people don't pay attention to.
Well, one of the commissioners that I watched asked Darren about, that he knows one citation was a guy, and he was talking about people renting a boat or maybe a tube or maybe a jet ski or something along that line. When they get out, there was one guy that they checked in a tube that was being pulled behind without a life jacket on, and he didn't know how to swim.
Oh,
yeah,
I mean, the renter of that, whatever he rented it from someone, he has to have in his possession that, hey, I've got my life jacket on. I can't swim, so, but.
Well, at Shelby Farm, when you rent a boat, they give you a life jacket if you don't have one. And Shelby Forest, too. I'm sorry, Shelby Forest.
Yeah, well, you need those kind of things, but, we're going to have a lot of fun today. You can tell you can tell Dave because the birds are chirping. That's not the grandkids or anything like that.
No, it's actually I'm looking at a purple martin house out there that's got a lot of martins.
Oh, I love that.
Visiting.
Yeah. Gene knows all that. We need to get Gene out to my wife's garden spot, Gene, so you can tell me what the name of all these birds are. And Dave, I know you know birds, but they're coming those feeders right now. But our fence is keeping the deer out. Hallelujah. I mean, the deer are not eating the purple peas so far. All right, let's take a break. We're going to talk a little fisheries here, folks, because normally this would be a real important time coming up for a lot of youth fish rodeos, but it ain't so this year. It's not so. Be right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray.